How's your day at school, kids?
It was great.
I heard the 6th graders got to watch a video about AIDS.
What's AIDS?
It's a disease you never want to get. It's like a game you can't win. Can I get you all a soda?
Sure.
Sure.
So what do you mean AIDS is like a game you can't win?
Well, it's no game. Let's get that straight. All I meant was it's like a game you can't win because there's no known cure for it yet.
But they find a cure real quick for it, right?
Well, I wouldn't count on it. I mean, you should hope for it. It's worth hoping for, and scientists are working real hard, but I wouldn't count on it.
Why is it so hard to cure?
Well, you see, HIV, the virus that causes AIDS, it attacks your own body's defenses. It's like when you get a cold. There's no known cure for it, and there's no real cure for it, but it's your own body's defenses, your immune system, that combats the virus and eventually returns you to health.
What do you mean?
Think of it as playing soccer against a team of cold viruses. The viruses may seem to be winning at first, and chances are you're going to feel sick. But little by little, your body fights back, and eventually, it wins.
So why can't your body just do the same thing with HIV?
Think of your body as a soccer team, with every one of your cells being a different player. Alright, Nathan, Mindy, Grace.
In your body, there are special cells whose job it is to identify outsiders, like viruses, bacteria, and other germs, and throw them out.
What are you doing here? You don't belong on this team. Get out of here.
So why can't your body just kick out HIV?
Yeah, I'd never let another team listen to coach before a game.
Well, you see, HIV, it keeps your body from knowing who the enemy or the other team is.
How does it do that?
If you want to think of your body as a soccer team, HIV blindfolds your entire team, keeping them from playing a real game, no matter how good they are without blindfolds. That way, when your team plays against a team of cold viruses or any other germs, they can score a goal just by letting the ball roll in. That means that any old germ on the block can beat you because your team, your body, is totally powerless to stop them.
So why can't your body just kick out HIV in the first place?
Well, this virus is a tricky son of a gun. It's like it doesn't play fair.
What do you mean?
Well, imagine your body is a field, surrounded by a fence.
The fence is like your skin. It helps to keep things out. But not everything. Our bodies are always under attack by viruses, bacteria, and other kinds of germs. But that's okay because for the most part, we can handle it.
How do we get rid of the germs that enter our bodies?
Well, there are white blood cells that are on patrol in our bodies all the time.
A special kind of white blood cell, called an APC, swallows any viruses, bacteria, or other germs it finds that can harm your body, and takes a piece of that germ to another kind of white blood cell called a helper T cell. Not all helper T cells can tell that that piece of germ is really a piece of germ, but a few can. Once a helper T cell recognizes that piece of germ for what it is, it tells your body to do a few things. For one, it tells it to make more helper T cells that can recognize that piece of germ. It also tells your body to produce two other kinds of white blood cells which recognize that germ. One is called a cytotoxic T cell, which kills any of your body's cells that have been taken over by the germ. The other kind is called a B cell, which derives plasma cells. Those plasma cells secrete a kind of medicine, called antibodies. Those antibodies kill any viruses that are floating around in your body and haven't had a chance to infect any of your other body cells yet.
I don't get it. Why can't your body just get rid of HIV the same way? Isn't it just another virus?
Yeah, what's so special about it?
Well, you see, HIV is a tricky virus. It fools the system. It's true, your body's really good at getting rid of viruses, and it can even get rid of HIV the same way if you're exposed to a small enough amount. But, see, here's how it's tricky.
When HIV gets into your body, which is not very easy by the way, it can infect your helper T cells and become a permanent part of them.
You mean it becomes part of your own body's defenses?
Exactly.
Then what happens?
Your body's helper T cells can no longer recognize germs that have entered your body as being harmful, so it doesn't tell your body to produce the other white blood cells that could get rid of the germs. That means that the germs are free to do a lot of damage to your body, even kill it. That's why HIV is so deadly. It doesn't kill you directly, it just allows a lot of other things to kill you.
Do either of you two want some popcorn?
Sure, Mom.
Okay, I'll go make some.
I think if I ever saw a person with HIV, I would stay about a mile away.
I know, but how are we supposed to tell if someone has it?
I don't know, but I don't think I'll ever share a glass again.
So, ready to hear the good news about HIV and AIDS?
There's good news?
Yeah, the good news is that contracting HIV and AIDS is preventable. The virus isn't around all the time. It doesn't really come to get you. You have to go get it. The only way for you to contract HIV is for it to come in direct contact with your bloodstream, which only happens if you engage in risky behaviors. You can't spread it through casual contact like sharing glasses or coughing or sneezing on somebody.
What do you mean by risky behaviors?
What do I mean? Well, science has shown that there's pretty much only two ways to spread HIV. One is by having sex with somebody who's infected, and the other is by using illegal drugs where people shoot the drugs into their arm with a needle, and the people that do those drugs share the needles, and by sharing needles, they share HIV.
Wow. But what if you go to the doctors and you get a shot or something like that?
Well, that's different. See, at the doctors they use a brand new, clean needle, and once they're done with it, they throw it away.
I've heard some people get HIV through blood transfusions.
Well, that's true, but the problem there wasn't the needles, it was the blood. But science has found ways to test blood for HIV before using it in a transfusion.
I don't get it.
How come?
Well, if HIV is so hard to get, then how come so many people have it?
That's because HIV was just recently discovered. Before then, people would spread it around without even knowing they had it or at risk of getting it. But we're fighting it back fast with things like research and education. Now, how about some of that popcorn?
Sure, Mom.
You're okay, kids.
Oh.
You're okay.